Hey everyone, it's Andrea with EvLo Lash, and today I want to clear up some confusion about UV light, specifically the difference between UVA, UVB, and UVC, and how the Halo Focus UV lash system actually works. We're going to talk about what each type of UV light does, which one is responsible for skin cancer, and why the Halo Focus is scientifically designed to be completely safe when used correctly. UV stands for ultraviolet, which is light energy that sits just beyond the violet part of the visible light spectrum. It's invisible to the eye, but it has a lot of uses in science, medicine, and beauty. There are three categories of UV light: UVA, UVB, and UVC, and each one behaves very differently. Let's break them down. UVA, this is the longest wavelength, between 315 and 400 nanometers. It is the gentlest form. It penetrates only the top layers of the skin. UVA is what is used in nail curing lamps and lash systems like the Halo Focus and Halo Original. UVB, this one ranges from 280 to 315 nanometers. It's more energetic and can cause sunburns and DNA damage if your skin is exposed for long periods. This is the wavelength that's actually linked to skin cancer, not UVA. UVC is the shortest and strongest wavelength, between 100 to 280 nanometers. It's extremely powerful. It destroys bacteria and viruses, but it's also very harmful to skin and eyes. The good news? UVC never reaches Earth's surface, and it's not used in any lash systems. So right off the bat, the light used in the Halo Focus is UVA, not UVB, and not UVC. So let's talk about which UV type is linked to cancer. This is one of the most questions we get. Isn't UV light what causes skin cancer? Honestly, that was my first question too. But here's the truth. Not all UV light is the same. The type that's most linked to cancer is UVB because it's a shorter wavelength, it carries more energy. That energy penetrates deep enough to reach basal cells in the dermis. That's where DNA damage can happen. UVA, on the other hand, doesn't have the same energy. It mostly affects the outer epidermal layer, the layer that naturally sheds over time. That's why UVA is considered low risk when used in controlled, short doses like the Halo Focus system. When somebody says UV causes cancer, that's technically true for UVB, but not the controlled environment of lash curing. The intensity and exposure time in the Halo systems are nowhere near the level associated with damage. When it comes to UV exposure, there are 4 factors that determine whether it's safe or not: wavelength, intensity, duration, and distance. 1, wavelength. The Halo Focus operates at 395 to 400 nanometers, which falls in the UVA category, not UVB, not UVC. This means the light has enough energy to cure the adhesive, but not enough to damage living tissue. In simple terms, think of it like the difference between a reading lamp and a blowtorch. Both emit light, but only one has enough energy to burn. Number 2, intensity. Halo Focus and Halo Original have a 5-watt LED output, which is actually quite low when it comes to UV energy. The light is focused directly onto the small area of the eye. It's a very narrow targeted beam designed to cure the glue instantly, not flood the entire face with light. Number 3, duration. Each exposure only lasts for a few seconds at a time. You're curing each lash by lash, not continuously blasting the client's skin with light. If you add up the exposure in a full lash set using the Halo light, about 5 to 10 minutes of cumulative exposure of Halo exposure. Compare that to being outside even for just 1 minute of the sun, which delivers hundreds of times more UV exposure. Number 4, distance. The Halo Focus is used about 30 to 40 centimeters, about 1 foot, 12 to 18 inches from the client's face. That distance is critical because the intensity drops off exponentially with distance. So by the time the beam reaches the lash line, the remaining energy is strong enough to cure the adhesive, but far too weak to cause skin penetration. This is why when our halo focus was tested, it was tested at close range, strong distance, the risk group is higher. So if you use it at that range, that's what your risk group is going to be. But we recommend farther away from the client. So the exposure to the skin is practically zero. Let's put it all together. When you combine all of these factors, the long UVA wavelength, low intensity, short exposure time, and the proper distance, the result is a curing system that is both powerful and safe. The halo focus doesn't emit UVB or UVC. It doesn't have enough energy to penetrate deep into the living cells. It only interacts with the adhesive's photoinitiator, triggering polymerization, which is a chemical reaction that hardens the lash glue instantly. And when that happens, there's another big benefit. The glue stops off-gassing immediately, meaning less fume exposure, fewer potential allergic reaction, and better retention. Not only is it safe, but it's actually safer overall than many traditional lash adhesives because you're reducing exposure to uncured cyanoacrylate fumes. Here's what I want every lash artist to know. When people hear UV, they often imagine tanning beds or sunburns, but that is not what's happening here. The halo focus uses a very specific, gentle, and controlled type of UVA light, not the kind that causes skin burns, not the kind that's linked to skin cancer. Its wavelength, power, distance, and exposure time are all carefully engineered to make it safe for both you and your clients. So you can feel confident using it, knowing it's backed by science, tested for safety, and built for professional use. If you found this helpful, subscribe or follow for more educational lash content. And if you want to learn more about the halo focus and UV lashing, check out our other videos where we break down adhesive chemistry, client safety, and how to transition your client to UV. Thanks for watching. And as always, stay safe and lash confidently with EvLo Lash Co.